Hey, Shalom. Coming at you real quick with a little quick hit. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Of course, I want to say Shalom to brothers and sisters out there pursuing this truth diligently. So I got this, it's been going around, making the runs on Instagram. And they're doing this in Israel. They're doing this. How do I want to... Really, if you just look at the screen, I want to be careful with how I word this. But I'll just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to say it. But they're doing Pride Land. Okay? It's a major 4-day alphabet, right? Festival that's scheduled to take place at the Dead Sea in Israel from June 1st to June 4th, 2026. Okay? And it's promoted as the largest alphabet, those specific letters in that combination, event in the history of the Middle East. And it's going to, it says its goal is to create a 24-hour pride city within the middle of the Judean desert, right? Its location is going to be in the Dead Sea of Israel, all right? That's often, you can see, this is just the AI overview, often referred to as the lowest place on earth. And it's funny because you're going to have the lowest individuals on earth at the lowest place on earth. And it's even funnier when you have the know of where Sodom and Gomorrah was. Sodom and Gomorrah was in the Dead Sea. So they're having a massive fest of Sodom pride in the area where Sodom and Gomorrah was. Man, you can't make this shit up. So it's going to be 4 days of nonstop activities, including beach parties, live performances, and cultural events. Yeah, man. So there's going to be a whole bunch of notable Israeli artists. But these are the people, though. These are the people, right? It's not us, but the people that are, doing everything against what the Lord would want. Those must be the people, right? So, all you got to look up was where is Sodom and Gomorrah, and plain and simple, say Sodom and Gomorrah are believed to have been located in the Jordan Valley Dead Sea region. So it says, with most theories placing them in the southeastern side of Dead Sea, right? And it's just hilarious to me, right? If you go and look up again, I want to actually show you a little bit about, if I can get an image of this shit. That's why I reopened it. But, there you go. This is the one that I saw. So it's just going to be out in the middle of the Dead Sea. All these different images. And, yeah, they're just going to be out there just doing that. And this is very indicative when you see these flags mixed together. All right, it's very indicative. Okay, I'm not gonna speak too much. Again, this is just a little quick hit. Go and look into it. I just think it's pretty ironic. Okay, but the scriptures that come to mind with this is going to be Ecclesiastes 1:9. Okay, this is a scripture that most of us are all familiar with, right? So Ecclesiastes 1:9 says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." This isn't, having a rampant amount of fudge, bati boys, all right, mama men, all right, over in that area ain't nothing new. Okay, why do you think that they're going to that area? Right? They're probably drawn to that area. They're either drawn to that area, or they chose that area specifically out of ridicule to say, oh, this is where Sodom and Gomorrah was, and that's where we're going to celebrate. That's pride. Not the pride as in what they're doing, but pride as in having some overwhelming opinion of themselves that they really ought not to have, but they do. So either it's mockery and ridicule of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, or it's just that their souls are drawn back to those places. Probably because those are the same fucking people that were destroyed over there, right? So, some, not all, right? But yeah, man, it's just, it's hilarious to me. We got to continue on to verse 10 as well. We'll just... Yeah, verse 10, it says, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us." And they probably did that same shit in Sodom and Gomorrah. They probably had big freaking Mo festivals, man. All right. And I mean, they do it here in Babylon the Great. All right. And again, going back to verse 9, that there's nothing new under the sun. This is spiritual Sodom and Egypt that we're in as Babylon the Great, and they're doing it here, and they're doing it in that land over there, in that land that was Sodom and Gomorrah. So all things lead to, if it's done now in spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, it was probably done back then. They were probably have festivals, walking through and doing all sorts of abominations and shit that you don't even want to think about. But 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Goes on to say in 11, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. And again, there was just that lesson on Simeon Toko, which shows you that sometimes the Lord puts glitches in the matrix. All right, that generally people don't remember their past life, but every once in a while they do. Or generally, you're not going to have a bunch of people having spiritual power, but Simeon Toko did. All right, he was, again, put in that situation to show the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? And then also what he said was immaculate. He said, there's going to be many more of me, like me in the future, and you shall not be able to stop us. Whew. Heavy, 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 heavy. But, and then Isaiah 3 and 9, this is dealing with those moes, and then we're going to close out. Like I said, just a little quick hitter. It says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. And I actually want to get one more, because these guys, let me get it. These guys think just because they can keep on, allegedly, air quotation, getting away with, they had sex with a man, some man had sex with a man last week and the week before and 3 years ago and 10 years ago. You got some 80-year-old, 90-year-old homosexual that was having, been having, homosexual sex since he was, 16 years old. All right, now he's 90, he's 80, and he says, I've never been judged. All right, well, that doesn't mean that you're not going to. Right? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 through 13. The Lord will get you when you least expect it. All right? Matter of fact, the Lord has jokes. The Lord will have you, be proud and think, oh yeah, look at me. I'm doing what's right. I'm doing right. Or I'd be destroyed if I was wrong. And then bam! Right when you least expect it. All right? Your ass gets caught up. All right? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh. So they think that they've been getting away with it for 80 years, all right, or for 70 years. That judgment's been creeping on you like a shadow, and you've gotten to the point where you're so comforted, you think you're so... everything's fine, right? And you have peace and safety, right? Let's go and get that. Here it is. And this is really a future prophecy dealing with, the judgment of Babylon to come. But this is how it's going to be in a similar light. You said, I've been doing this for 70 years, and that shadow's creeping up on you. You've gotten comfortable, and then bam, get your ass. All right, at 70 years old, you burn up in a fire or something, right? You see these 80-year-old women burned alive in a fire. Why do you think that happened? That was judgment, and it could have been something that she did 70 years ago, right? But anyway, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, this is dealing with the destruction of Babylon. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So it's the same thing with Babylon. People are going to get comfortable here. They're going to say, oh, well, no, we're safe and everything's peaceful. The war in Iran might even, potentially stop for some time being. And then after that, it's going to blow up and get even worse. And then there's destruction is going to come. So that same way with that is going to how these people's destruction is going to be. 70 years, you've gotten peace and safety. It's like, oh, no, I'm safe and peace. We made things. And then boom, you burn alive. All right, or you get caught up in a mass, pew-pew event, right? Or, you choke on a goddamn chicken bone. It could be anything at the end of the day. But, the Lord got you, all right, because you did that wickedness, and you didn't think you were ever going to get got for it. So, yeah, man, don't, who knows what's going to happen with that event, right? The Lord could have something very hilarious happen, right? He could have something very hilarious happen, right? There could be, they're going to build a city for 4 days. That city could completely burn up. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? It might not, but if it did, they still wouldn't get it. They still wouldn't believe it. Just like when that Tower of Babel that they burned, that they created during, it wasn't Coachella, Burning Man, all right, got completely fucking destroyed. Isn't that hilarious? He destroyed the Tower of Babel again. I thought that was hilarious. And I don't know. I think some people were injured in that as well. Maybe. Might not, but I think at least some people were injured. Maybe not killed, but at least injured. And then I think that year some people always die at Burning Man and Coachella usually. There's always one, it's a drug overdose or overheating or something. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that to you brothers and sisters' attention. I thought that was kind of wild and hilarious in a way that these guys are drawn to that place again to do their actions. So that's where we'll close out. Lord was edifying. Again, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.